Hey folks, back for another installment of What I'm Thinking About Now. What I'm thinking about now is actually something that's coming up this weekend. We're looking at Sunday, March 10th is Daylight Savings Time. Beginning? Ending? Who keeps track anymore? Not the Central Time Zone, they've got it right. Um, if you're coming to me from Europe or Asia, across the Atlantic, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with your systems over there, how you guys run the time zones or daylight savings time, but here in North America, most of the time zones that we have twice a year will actually shift by an hour. The rule we kind of follow to keep track of it is spring ahead, fall back. So we're coming to the spring ahead. March 10th, we set our clocks forward 1 hour, effective 2 a.m. on Sunday. So Saturday night going into Sunday morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, we set our clocks ahead to 3 o'clock. A lot of people just do it as they're going to bed. So either way, you're losing an hour. I really don't know why this was brought into place. I don't know if it's an efficiency thing, like Global Corp thought it was an amazing idea for worker productivity, more daylight hours will get more done, right? Well, it's having the opposite effect. I was taking a look at a few statistics, and I knew it was actually really bad for people because it hits some people a lot harder than it hits others. Some people don't feel it at all. But when it comes down to it, approximately 40% of Americans, and I'm not sure on a statistic for Canadians or Mexicans or South American people. I'm not sure about percentages there, but this one study that I found from the Society for Human Resources Management, right? Um, they have statistics up saying that there were studies done, data was collected from the mid 80s up until 2006, and what they found was that Americans averaged about 40, or sorry, not 40%. I was going to say 40%. They averaged 40 minutes less sleep on the night of spring ahead. So daylight savings time coming into the spring ahead. And what ended up happening was not only are people getting less sleep, but you think about the snowball effect of that. You get less sleep, you're less alert, less attentive. If you don't end up in an accident on the way to work, depending on your line of work, you could very likely end up in some kind of an incident. Hopefully not, but possibly involving injury or damage while you're at work. So I knew it was far more likely when I was taking my stress and fatigue management course at the University of Calgary here in Alberta. That was one thing that was covered was daylight savings time. And I know a lot of people, even people in the central zone, that don't observe it. They don't set their clocks either way. Just keep on trucking as they would. They think it's ridiculous, even if they never knew it. So, it's kind of a weird practice, maybe fun for the kids, right? Spring ahead, fall back. It's kind of catchy. I get it. But no, it's got a serious effect on us. When it comes to the fallback portion where we're setting the clocks back the hour, it doesn't have the opposite effect. We're not gaining the sleep. We're not having less accidents at work or on the way to work the following Monday. It's just the same as most other Mondays in that time frame. But when it comes to losing the sleep and setting the clocks ahead, it's been found that accidents do go on the rise. So that's just one thing that's on my mind. The daylight savings happens this Sunday. We're setting our clocks ahead for. Well, I'm in Mountain Time Zone, so as far as I know, it's Pacific, Mountain, Eastern, Atlantic, Newfoundland. We're all setting our clocks. I'm not sure about Newfoundland. I heard somewhere that they don't, but Central doesn't. So for those of us that actually do get affected by this, all I gotta say is be safe. Go to bed a little bit earlier. If you, at least if you have to, if you can, definitely get to bed earlier. And if you're feeling it when you're waking up in the morning, then hopefully your employer is not one of those ones that'll think down on you for calling in to be a little late. So you guys, without you, you got nothing, right? I've covered that in a couple other videos about different topics. So look out for number one. Take care out there, folks.